says,
Hey kids, this is Princess Readaloud and
The Taste
from Kids Reading Corner 207. And today we're going to read Gross Out! Animals that do disgusting things. All aboard Science Reader. Station Stop 2 by Ginjer L. Clarke. Illustrated by Mueller. And the back says,
Gross out! Animals that do disgusting things. Did you know that the horned lizard squirts blood from its eyes to scare predators? The magnificent frigate bird steals the vomit of other birds. A naked mole rat eats its own poop. Find out more gross animals in this book. Gross out! Can you believe it? This fish catches its food with slime. This mammal eats its own poop. It's true.
Some of the creatures in this book can squirt poison at their predators, and some of them can feast on blood. Some eat the vomit of other animals. All of them do disgusting things. Are you ready to be grossed out?
Underwater Creatures, Chapter 1. A giant blood-sucking creature lurks in the Amazon River. Is it a sea monster? No, it's a giant leech. The giant leech can grow up to 18 inches long. That's about as long as an adult human's arm. Most leeches cling to their prey and drink their blood. Different types of leeches suck the blood of birds, fish, mammals, and even humans. After a leech bites an animal, the cut keeps bleeding for hours, but a leech bite is not deadly. One type of leech is even used by doctors to help patients heal from operations.
Sea slugs come in many different shapes and colors. One type of sea slug has its insides on the outside of its body. This sea slug has long, thin tubes on its back called cerata. The cerata is almost clear, so if you look closely, you can see through them to the sea slug's guts. Some of these guts are part of the sea slug's digestive system. Usually the digestive system is on the inside of an animal's body, just like your stomach and intestines are inside of you. But not this creature. Ew! The sea slug can use its cerata to sting predators.
Red-bellied piranhas are very scary fish. When they smell blood or see a group of fish, they attack quickly in large numbers. Their teeth are as sharp as knives. Piranhas can even bite through bone. Piranhas will eat anything, including other fish, rodents, birds, and sometimes people. Snap! These piranhas caught a catfish. They swam around the fish. Blood fills the water as the piranhas rip the fish into pieces. They chomp on the meal and finish it in only 30 seconds. Sometimes they gulp big chunks without even chewing.
The hagfish is also called a slime eel. The hagfish is almost blind. It mostly eats dead fish. When a predator comes close, the hagfish oozes slime. The slime covers the enemy fish. The fish dies because it cannot breathe. Sometimes a hagfish makes so much slime it covers its own body too. The hagfish ties itself into a knot to wipe off the slime.
Chapter 2. creepy crawlers. Have you ever seen a tick on a dog? Or maybe you found a tick on your skin after a walk in the woods. Ticks drink blood from mammals, birds, and reptiles. Before a tick starts eating, it is very small. It crawls onto an animal or a person and bites with its mouth parts. After a tick sucks blood, its belly gets much bigger. Some types of ticks spread diseases through bacteria in their mouth parts. When a person gets bitten, the bacteria infects the person with the disease, but the disease can be treated if the person goes to a doctor soon.
Dung beetles have a nasty diet. They mostly eat the dung of other animals. Dung is another word for poop. Dung beetles eat poop. Dung beetles use their mouth parts to cut up chunks of poop. Then they roll the poop into small balls with their longer back legs. This beetle carries a ball of poop like a wheelbarrow while walking backward. Dung beetles save the poop balls to eat them when they get hungry.
You probably know that many spiders catch prey in sticky webs. Maybe you have felt the spider's web. Another bug, the velvet worm, does something even stickier. It squirts a gluey liquid at its prey. Pow! This velvet worm shoots liquid from 2 openings on its head. The gluey liquid dries in seconds. The insect is trapped. The velvet worm bites a hole into the insect's body. Then the worm injects its saliva. The insect insides become soupy, and the worm slurps them out. Yummy!
Many animals eat other types of animals, but some animals eat their own kind. These animals are called cannibals. The praying mantis is a cannibal. After these praying mantises mate, the female mantis turns around. She is much larger than the male. She raises her front legs and grabs the male, and chomp! She bites off his head. How rude!
Chapter 3, Reptiles and Amphibians. The legless lizard is also called the glass snake because it breaks into pieces when it is attacked, just like glass breaks when it is dropped. This legless lizard wants to escape from a bird. The bird tries to grab the lizard. The lizard's tail pops off, and the lizard is free, but the tailpiece keeps moving. This creepy defense scares the bird away.
Another lizard protects itself by being super gross. When a horned lizard is in danger, it squirts blood out of its eyes. This does not hurt the horned lizard, but it really scares its enemy. This gives the lizard a chance to run away to safety.
Some animals carry their babies on their backs, but one toad actually gives birth to babies that have been stuck inside her back. The Suriname toad lives on riverbeds. After a male and female toad mate, the male presses the eggs onto the female's backs. The female toad's back becomes squishy and the eggs sink into her skin. The eggs grow into tiny toads a few months later. The toads start to swim out of their mother's back skin with their tiny front legs. This does not hurt the mother, but it sure looks painful.
Most poisonous animals bite their prey, but the cane toad does something different. It can squirt poison at its enemies from 3 feet away. The poison sprays out of holes on the inside of the toad's neck. The poison makes the predator shake, drool, and puke before it dies. Even humans can get hurt and sick if they touch a cane toad. The cane toad is one of the largest toads in the world. It is almost as big as a rabbit. It will eat any creature it can swallow. This cane toad munches a snake. It's a mouthful.
Chapter 4, Mammals. Did you know which mammal is nearly hairless, wrinkled, and almost blind? A naked mole rat. This animal is related to a guinea pig. It is also called the sand puppy. It sure is funny looking, and it's gross too. Naked mole rats live in groups in underground burrows. They use their long teeth to dig up roots to eat. But when they are really hungry, mole rats eat their own poop. They also roll around in puddles of their own pee. Mole rats can tell each other apart by the smells of their pee and poop. What little stinkers.
Vampire bats are creepy looking. They have big ears, squished noses, and small, sharp teeth. Most types of bats eat fruit or bugs, but vampire bats only eat blood. They drink blood from animals like birds, pigs, cows, and horses. Many people are afraid of vampire bats, but they rarely bite humans. This vampire bat uses its spiked fangs to make a cut in a sleeping cow's leg. Then the bat licks the cow's blood. Slurp.
Have you ever heard of someone say, "He's playing possum"? People say that because opossums are good at pretending to be dead. This virgin opossum sees a great horned owl that wants to eat it. The opossum falls over and stays still. It hangs its tongue out of its mouth so it looks like it is dead. Then it poops green slime that smells like rotting flesh. Pew! Phew! The owl flies away to get far from this disgusting smell. The opossum is just fine, but its trick sure fooled the owl.
There are several types of armadillos. Most of them are hairless, but the hairy armadillo has long, thick hairs all over its body. The hairy armadillo digs under animals that are dead and rotting to eat the bugs that live beneath them. The hairy armadillo will also eat the dead animal's flesh, but it has small teeth and cannot chew very well. So the armadillo munches on the meat until it is mushy enough to swallow.
Chapter 5, Birds. Is that a seagull? No, it's a fulmar. Fulmar means foul gull. This bird pukes up disgusting yellow oil and hurls it at its attackers. The fulmar can fling its puke up to 5 feet. The puke sticks to the enemy's bird's feathers and can cause the enemy bird to drown.
Baby fulmar chicks can vomit up to 1 foot away as soon as they are born. The chicks even vomit at their parents until they learn to tell the difference between their parents and other birds.
Lots of animals take food from other animals, but the magnificent frigate bird does something really gross. The frigate bird does not dive into the ocean to find fish. It takes food that the other birds have already eaten. It steals the puke of other birds. This frigate bird chases a blue-footed booby in the air. The frigate bird pulls on the booby's tail feathers. The booby falls off balance and throws up the meal it has just eaten. Then the frigid bird catches the booby's puke and eats it before it falls into the water. Yuck!
The harpy eagle is big and strong. It can catch and eat large animals like sloths and monkeys. Most birds can only eat prey smaller than themselves, but the harpy eagle eats animals almost as big as it is. Harpy eagles are expert hunters. They have wingspans up to 7 feet wide. They sit quietly and then dive through the trees to snatch their prey. Whoosh! This harpy eagle swoops down into the rainforest. It grabs a howler monkey and carries it off. Its talons are the size of grizzly bear claws and can crush the bones of its prey. Its hooked beak is as sharp as a razor and can rip huge chunks of flesh. This bird is an eating machine.
The eagle owl is one of the largest owls. Its wingspan can be over 5 feet long. It is a faster, smarter hunter. The eagle owl catches and eats many kinds of animals. Its diet includes snakes, insects, and small mammals, and even other large birds. This eagle owl holds a vole in its feet. It pulls the vole apart with its sharp bill. A vole is a small mammal like a mouse. The owl eats quickly and swallows every part of the vole. After the owl is finished eating, it throws up a hard pellet. This barf ball is made of fur, bones, and anything else the owl cannot digest. The skeletons of small animals can be put back together from the pieces found in owl barf balls. And then there is a recipe of how to make owl barf balls.
The next time you have to eat something you don't like for dinner, just be glad you don't have to steal barf like a frigid bird, eat poop like a dung beetle, drink blood like a vampire bat, or act like any of the animals in this book. That would be really gross. The end. Well, what did you think about that, The Taste?
I loved that book because it was about what the animals could do and what kind of gross stuff they do to survive. Well, what did you think of that book, Princess Read-A-Lot?
I liked how it had facts about it, and it was pretty cool. And I liked how it had a recipe. Well, the end. Thanks for listening and read lots.